when the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's anger is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate. But they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
what of the one the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited. When the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's anger is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate. But they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
what of the one the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited people that Igbo should go. What of the one Oba of Lagos said that Igbo should go and fall into lagoon? What of those that came out and said that Igbos will not vote? If you are not voting for APC, you will not vote. What happened to them? Has anybody been arrested? That Nnamdi Kanu said something, then you now term that thing he said as is a terrorist, is a crime of terrorism. You charge him for terrorism. His own lawful organization that is registered in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe and Asia, and you now came to Nigeria, you term it a terrorist organization. Now you are now saying that now that IPOB is being recognized in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe, so you are now saying that America, France, Germany, they are recognizing a terrorist organization because you don't want anybody to agitate. You want to suppress anybody. If you talk, kill him, suppress him, jail him. In a country that is predicated on a constitutional governance, it cannot work like that.
Okay, let's get back to the ministerial nomination of Bianca Ojukwu, because you said he took away one from Anambra and brought in another. But remember that the president took away the minister based on the KPI results that came out, which he was not even the one, that did the evaluation. It was the result given to him with which he did that, meaning that if actually the minister had performed, above board in the KPI, they wouldn't have had any reason to remove her rather.
Now, still on that ministerial list, we have 48 of them, am I right? And we have 36 states in this country, including FCT 37. So, apart from Southeast, that have only 5, every other region have more than 6, apart from Southeast. Now, check since 1999, we have been having series of presidents. Let's use what is going on now. The president is from where? Vice is from where? Speaker is from where? Senate President is from where? CJN is from where? Court of Appeal President is from where? National Industrial Court President is from where? Chief Judge of Federal High Court is from where? And they are saying that the people of Southeast belongs to this country.
The chief of
are you sure you're not? Max, are you sure you're not? I mean, it's just like what I said too. I mean, isn't it time we started to be less sentimental about this diversity?
We have to apply it now. We are saying that the only people that are qualified to hold this position, nobody from South is qualified. On what basis?
Are you saying that
but the chief of Naval Staff is from the Southeast?
Huh?
The chief of Naval Staff?
From where? I'm talking about the key position. Number 1 person, number 2 person, number 3 person, number 4 person, number 5 person. The key position, we have 3 arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the parliament. You can never see anybody from Southeast there. Now, the point we are talking about is that I'm not even talking about, I'm in court about lopsided appointments.
Okay.
I can avail that my process because I did an intensive research in that process. File it, asking court to view whether this particular appointment, whether this particular governance is in line with Federal Character Establishment Act, an act of National Assembly that said that you should carry everybody along. Section 14 of the Constitution also said that you should carry everybody along. And they are now doing all these things. You are telling me that, yes, now that you have removed Kennedy Hanele and they are now brought in Bianca Ojukwu, that the people of Southeast will jubilate. Are you talking to idiots? Look at the people that you are talking about. Check, let me start with the source. In football, the people that have made Nigeria proud are the people of Southeast. In commerce, in aviation industry, name it. In academics, they are from people of Southeast. But when it comes to power, they are not qualified. And we want them to be happy. Listen, let me tell you, like today that is Monday, go to Southeast. And my annoyance is that these things are avoidable for Christ's sake. The one at Niger, the reason and the Kanu, let us start addressing this issue. This early morning, somebody sent me a clip, something they posted, that they said from, I think they said next week, the next 2 weeks, that there will be nothing like federal courts in the whole of Southeast. What do I mean by federal courts? Federal courts, National Industrial Court is a federal court. Federal High Court is a federal court. Court of Appeal is a federal court. Now, the judges that are there, most of them are not Igbos. Majority of them are not Igbos. How should you risk somebody to go and preside in the Court of Appeal over the judicial division, Oka Judicial Division, Enugu Judicial Division? How can you appoint somebody to go and preside in Federal High Court in the Southeast, National Industrial Court in the Southeast? And you are not even thinking about all this, and the judges are not even thinking about, no. So the point we are talking about is that when there is a problem, look for a solution. Personally, somebody like us, we are not even, I'm defending Nnamdi Kanu, one of his lawyers. So when they say so you people are not doing what you're supposed to do, the person that is calling you, don't even know him. He's using the hidden number to call you. You don't even know what they're talking about. The only thing that you want to court and you were unable to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. They're not even safe.
Okay, Maxwell, let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I've also heard IPOB many times deny, allegations of being involved in some of the killings that happen in the Southeast and some of the, the ills that we see in the society. Even the sit-at-home in question, IPOB has also claimed that he has not asked anybody to sit at home. I don't know, get my point. So the point I'm making is that from what you're saying, it would look as if what you're actually trying to say is that it's because Nnamdi is being held,
yes,
that is why the ills in the society in the Southeast has escalated. Does it have anything to do with him? That is what you're saying.
Do you know why? Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is his initiative. He established it, he organized it. Now, when you now kidnapped him or adopted him, and unlawfully, because the Supreme Court have said that he was unlawfully brought into this country, and you kept him incommunicado, everybody on his own. This one we kill, you said at IPOB. This one we maim, you said at IPOB. Everybody on his own. That's why I asked you the question, who is IPOB? The IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu, if Nnamdi Kanu is out, he will know who is who. Simon Ekpa will talk his own, Emma Powerful will talk his own, this one will talk his own, this one. Who is IPOB? That you are even talking. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. Emma Powerful, I don't know where he's operating from. Another person is operating from somewhere. Issuing threats. Just like the one somebody told me. I don't even know where that one is coming from. So the easiest way to do is the one that you know. Nnamdi Kanu. Then tell Attorney General, as he discontinue the charges against the president of Mieti Ala Kato, discontinue that of Showore, they are all terrorism. Tell them to discontinue that of Nnamdi Kanu, and allow Nnamdi Kanu to agitate. It is his right. I told you the other day. You see, that's where the problem is, really. The guarantee, that there will not be problems, even if Nnamdi Kanu is, because you're saying allow him to agitate, and he goes about it the way he used to, like, the government have actually feared. That may also create more problems, don't you think? Let me tell you, there are some things that you asked me the other day whether they are talking about condition given Nnamdi Kanu. I told you one question. I say, if you give Nnamdi Kanu condition that he feel after meeting up that condition, he will still live like a human being, so be it. But when you give him condition and you are removing that made him a human being, he will tell you no. What is that made you a human being? That thing that makes you a human being is your ability to exercise your fundamental rights. And when somebody said, now I'm going to employ you here, I will be paying you $500,000 every month, but you will not talk, you will not move out, you say, do away with your job. When somebody said, I'm going to release you, but I'll cut one of your hands, say no. The agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right. And if you people fail to understand it, I can agitate that I need the Republic of Maxwell. It is my right. Anybody can agitate. I don't even need crowd to follow me. It is when you now feel that you have gotten the necessary need the necessary qualities, then so be it. It is now left for the president, who believe in democracy, who believe in government of the people by the people, to apply your initiative. What is the initiative? Release the person. Start addressing all those issues that gave rise to this agitation. It has been there. Wazirika was agitating during Obasanjo. A lot of people were agitating. So now that you have arrested, you come down who was wicked that time. Nnamdi Kanu came up. Now that you have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa is there. I think this data from Ned Nwoko was telling you that even if you arrest Simon Ekpa today, another Simon Ekpa will come out. So the issue there is that address all those issues.
Right. So for you, it's not about ministerial appointment.
No. That one. Okay, that one is a complete distraction. That one should not come in. Okay. After turning in now, let Bianca come and address the Igbos in Enugu.
All right.
So guys, you heard what that lawyer said. That's the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He really broke things down. You know, he talked about how he was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back to Nigeria. Guys, you get? He talked about it. So now, one thing about Nigerian government fails to do is they think Biafra, they think just arresting him is the best thing. The one thing they need to do is to talk to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, release him and talk to him. Because if you detain him, Simon Ekpa is there, and now they are detained, and other people are still agitating. So arresting him doesn't make anything. You have to talk to him, apologize to him, and talk to him. Agitation is not a crime. Damn, Nigerian government knows that it's not a crime. Until self-determination becomes a crime, that is when I know that okay, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or even if they come and change self-determination to be a crime now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going to go to jail, because as at then when he was even agitating, when he was agitating, it was not yet, it was his right. Self-determination is not a crime. So a Kenya court has exposed the truth many fear to expose out loud, that the abduction and secret transfer of Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria was illegal and unconstitutional, and a violation of his human rights also. The court has now ruled, and the world is watching. What does this mean for Kenya, Nigeria, and the UK? And justice. Now, like I explained before, in June 2021, Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen and a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, disappeared from Kenya under mysterious circumstances. After days of silence, he resurfaced in handcuffs inside a Nigerian courtroom. There was no public trial, no extradition process, no court warrant. He was simply taken, kidnapped across borders. That's what lawyers called it. Extraordinary redemption, a secret unlawful transfer of a person from one country to another, usually by force, is the same term used to describe a CIA black site operation. Now, in a landmark ruling delivered on June 24th, 2025 by Justice E.C. Wite of the Nairobi High Court, declared that what happened to Kanu was not just wrong. It was a crime against the Constitution of Kenya. Mr. Kanu, according to what the court said, they said Mr. Kanu was adopted, held incommunicado, tortured, denied food, and forcibly flown out of Kenya without legal process. This is what the judge ruled. The court issued two major declarations: that the adoption, torture, and redemption of Kanu violated his fundamental human rights. And also, number two is that the Kenya government must pay 10 Kenya shillings, which is 120 million naira in Nigerian money, as compensation for each roles in this illegal act. Now, these are the details you didn't hear. These are the details you didn't hear. Kanu was held in a private residence for 8 days without access to a lawyer, medication, or contacts with the outside world. These are the parts you didn't hear now. They did not tell you. Kanu was held in a private residence for over 8 days without access to a lawyer, medication, or contacts with the outside world. He was chained to the floor, kept in dark room, and interrogated repeatedly. Guys, you can see what's happening. He was chained to the floor, kept in a dark room, and interrogated repeatedly. No Kenyan court ever approved his approval from the country. No Kenyan court approved his removal from the country. British officials were notified but did not intervene. He was flown to Abuja in a private jet arranged by Nigerian security agents in collaboration with the Rouge Kenya operative. So you can see, Kanu is a British citizen, yet when he was adopted, held without trial and tortured, UK government remained completely silent. Now, they're talking about the silence, the silent, because when the UK is a British citizen, but then they were silent. UKs were silent. So now, Kanu is a British citizen, yet when he was adopted, held without trial and tortured, the UK government remained completely silent. In fact, court document reveals that British diplomatic officials in Kenya were aware of the situation but chose not to act. IPOB has long accused the UK government of complicity, or at the very least, willful negligence. Now, this judgment gives weight to that claim. In any lawful democracy, extradition requires a court hearing. Nigeria bypassed that. There was no Interpol warrant, no judicial request, just brutal force of backdoor diplomacy. Kanu's adoption violates not just Kenyan law, but Nigerian law and international human rights law, and the African chapter of human and people's rights, to which both countries are signatories. Experts now argue that his ongoing detention in Nigeria is invalid because the process by which he was brought into the country was illegal from the start. Guys, you can see IPOB has hailed the ruling as a judicial earthquake. In a statement by spokesperson Emma Powerful, the group vowed to pursue global legal accountability against all those involved. Now, this is only the beginning. They said, this is what IPOB is saying. They said this is only the beginning. We will drag everyone involved, from Buhari, Tinubu, Osibanjo, Malami to Kenya collaborators, before international courts. IPOB has said that they are going to drag Buhari, Tinubu, Osibanjo, Malami to Kenya collaborators before international court, because I believe that there are some people that collaborated with Nigerian government to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. Yes, there were some collaborators by Kenya people, and IPOB has said they're going to drag them, even including Buhari, Tinubu, Osibanjo, Malami, all those people. They're going to drag them before international courts. They also thanked legal giants professors PLO Lumba, who led the litigation in Kenya, for his fearless defense of African dignity and justice. So what does this mean for this case in Nigeria? Well, in international law, if the method of arrest and extradition is illegal, the resulting trial may also be considered null and void. So Kanu should be released. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released because the way he was brought to Nigeria is illegal. So the trial is considered null and void in international courts. If the method of arrest or extradition is illegal, the resulting trial may also be considered null and void. That means Kanu's lawyer now have a strong case to argue that he should be released immediately. So we now have a strong case or reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released, since he was brought into Nigeria through an unconstitutional and criminal act. Some legal experts say the Nigerian judiciary is now under pressure. Will it uphold the rule of law or ignore this intentional condemnation? This judgment is a wake-up call, not just Kenya, Nigeria, but for the entire African continent. It tells us that no government is above the law, that international borders do not protect state actors from accountability, that the fight for justice can be long, but it is not lost. Yes, A fight for justice can take up to 10 years, but it's not lost. Justice must be served. That's just it. It also reopens call for the British Parliament and International Criminal Court to investigate this unlawful detention and for the Nigerian judiciary to reconsider Kanu's detention. This is more than a legal case. It's about the dignity of African people and the strength of constitutional law and the universal demand for justice. Will the world remain silent or will it finally act? So I just pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be released soon, because this is a strong evidence. They have many evidence why they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One is this thing that just happened, that Kenya court declared the way he was brought, or his adoption to Nigeria, unconstitutional and illegal. So this is a very strong reason. Two, another important reason is that the so-called DSS witness have nothing to prove. They have nothing to prove at all. That's true. So these are the reasons why in fact, there are lots of reasons, plenty of reasons why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Let me play a video for you guys to watch. In fact, not only to be released, but they should apologize to him. They should even compensate him. Kenyan government has compensated him because they failed to protect him as a visitor. Yes, they failed to protect him as a visitor. They have compensated him. Take a look at what this woman said.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a living hero. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a living legend. The Federal Republic of Nigeria owes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu an unreserved apology with immediate release and compensation. I'm saying this because when he was talking about the Fulani trying to take over Nigeria, it was as if he was blabbing. People could literally say, this guy is a noisemaker, he's talking gibberish. Nobody took him serious then. What is happening today? Today, even the so-called northerners, like the Hausas now, we don't even get to hear their voice. Fulani already successfully took over the north. Fulani is in middle belt. Fulani is in southeastern part of Nigeria. So Fulani is in Ebonyi State. Fulani is in Enugu. Fulani is in Abia State, Imo State, some part of Anambra State. Fulani is in Delta. I learned that in Delta, they will buy your land by compulsion, build them, and forcibly become part of the community. And you don't dare do anything. That is in Delta. Fulani is in Edo State. Fulani is in all parts of the West. I think excluding Lagos State. Fulani is in Oyo State. Fulani is in Ondo State. Fulani is in Bayelsa State. Timaya tweeted about it the other day. And Fulani is invading Nigeria in each passing second. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man of great insight. He was talking about it. When he said that Tinubu wants to become the president of Nigeria, I think Tinubu was still the governor of Lagos State then. We didn't see it coming. Today, what is happening? Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. This man has seen this thing, and when he was talking, nobody listened to him. This detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a gross infringement on his right as a human being, as a British citizen, a Nigerian citizen, or Biafran citizen. He should be released with immediate effect. He should be duly compensated, and he should be apologized to. Public apology that will go all around the globe. Because he was talking about it. I want you to listen, watch this video.
Anywhere you have Fulani headsmen, terrorists for that matter, they tell you, oh, they are pastoralists. They are allowed to do their businesses in the forest. All of you are aware of it. But you kept quiet, hoping that somehow Tinubu will emerge as the president, or an Igbo man will come as the president, and your family will start enjoying. But in the meantime, you have no more farmlands, you have no more forests, you have nowhere you can call your own home. The same stupidity exhibited by Hausa peasants that enabled Fulani to take Sokoto from them, that enabled Fulani to take Katsina from them, that enabled Fulani to take even Kanu from them. Every Hausa land is occupied either by a Fulani emir or a Fulani governor. Some of you don't want to reason, you don't ever learn that the main aim of Fulani is to conquer your land and enslave you. Look at Hausa people today. As I wrote yesterday, they are worse than a discarded tissue paper. They are worth nothing. Only their language is what is relevant in their lives. Everything else is lost. That is why they are in trouble. And that is why they can never ever come out of it. They are all suffering from what I would, an advanced version of the Stockholm Syndrome. Can you imagine that these people came into their land and took it over, and they cannot do anything about it? Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell to say we are Fulani. Remember before, many years ago, they said we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time, their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. When this man was talking, nobody listened to him. Nobody took him serious. Today, what is happening? You know, if not that he strategically inaugurated the ESM boys who were in the bush, I don't know whether they are still there now, I don't know. If not because of the ESM boys, the Fulani invading of the southeast would have been successfully, signed for long ago. By now, it will be past tense. But thank God for the little resisting force. And again, if you look at it strategically, it looks as if that the higher powers of Nigeria they are holding a stake in this insecurity. You understand? Because their body language says it all. You will call police that this is happening. You are not going to see them. You will report to governor that, oh, they are killing people in this community. Governor is not even going to respond. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to say anything. As if though what they are killing there are animals. Even if they are animals, there's what we call animal rights. In the Western world, you don't kill. If you kill a dog, you can be jailed. If you kill a cat, you can be jailed. So there's that thing as animal rights. But we're talking about human beings right now. The Igbos will be crying, shouting, insurgency, insecurity. Nobody said anything. Okay, now he's now touching outskirts of Igbo land somehow. When they are killing people, maiming lives, raping women in the bush, report it to the government. You are not going to hear anything. Nothing is going to happen. But just hear that one cow. It's in Nigeria that a cow is priced higher above human. Just one cow. If you hear that one cow is down, then there's going to be a riot. Before I even talk about one Fulani is down. Federal government of Nigeria owes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a non-reserved apology. That is what I know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a hero. In fact, his face to appear on one of the currencies. Maybe today or tomorrow or later, whenever. But his face to show is a true hero. Thank you for engaging with my videos. But please help me to share this video. I think I'm making sense. Please help me to share.
So guys, you can see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually had good plans for everyone, and for not just for Eastern, but okay, he had plans for the Easterners, but his voice was loud enough for the whole world, for the whole Nigerians to listen. He was warning them. This man has not the Radio Biafra they claim he's doing. It's not the Radio Biafra he's using to preach to Fulani people of the danger of to preach to the Northerners or Nigeria of the dangers of this Fulani people. Is it a crime? Is it a crime? A Northern man prayed from the bottom of his heart for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying that every Nigerian man or any Nigerian woman needs to apologize to Kanu and pray for him. He said it. Take a look at what this man said.
That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forest, imagine Fulani telling you.
The entire Nigerian people owe this man on the screen exactly what I'm going to do now. We owe him gratitude. We owe him prayers. But only the people that acknowledge the help that this man has contributed to the entire Nigerian people. The voices that he was raising, he was trying to protect only the Eastern communities, but the voice were loud enough to be a warning to the entire Nigerian people, but nobody paid attention. I'm going to say my prayer from the bottom of my heart. Only God knows exactly how I'm feeling right now. I don't have my shades on because there's no need for it. Say prayers for him in the comment section. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, may your days be long on this earth. May your heart desires be granted. Wherever you go shall be full of success. Your family and your descendants shall be blessed. Whatever it is that is your heart desire that you have been fighting for a long time, it shall be granted. Your enemies shall fall before you meet them. Your obstacles shall divert away before you come. Anybody that rises against you will fall before you notice it. Whatever you place your hands shall be blessed. Wherever you go shall be full of blessings. Any household you visit shall acknowledge that a king was born and a king visited the vicinity. Whatever you place your hands shall be successful. Your children and your children's children shall inherit the blessings that come from you, and it shall not come to an end. Anybody that starts as a stumbling block to whatever that you are wishing on your people, that person shall fall before you meet them. And the greatest of them all, that reason, that purpose, that agenda, that dream that you have had in you, that made you lose your parents, that made you lose your protection, that made you lose your freedom, that made you lose your time, that made you lose your money, that made you lose everything and quit everything in this life, it shall be accomplished. Special appreciation from me and from any other person that believe in your contribution in this society. We really appreciate you. It's now that we are feeling the impact of everything that you have said 8 years ago, 10 years ago. It's now that it's happening in everybody's eye. And in this same prayer, I'm saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released as soon as possible. He has no reason to be in detention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever it is that is your agenda that made you deprive yourself of everything and even lose your parents, it shall be accomplished. Amen. You see.
So guys, this is surprising. A northern man actually prayed. Northerners that did not want to use their ear to listen to anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are the ones now realizing what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said 10 years ago. Because it's happening now, they are now coming to realize that this man is actually innocent too. And then he should be released. And then all the thing he had in mind, or what made him lose his parents, should be accomplished. So guys, you can see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in fact, is now clear. It's clear. We should be expecting his release. It is clear now that this man should be released. So we should be expecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, even Simeon Ekpa, in no time, sooner. We should expect him to be released because he has not done anything. He has not done anything. He was just saving Nigeria as a whole. So guys, we've come to the end of this live section. Do well to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.